If you're struggling with your aim in Apex Legends, then do this 5-minute aim training session every day before you get into Battle Royale mode. I'm not kidding, I've been doing this warm up every day, and not only does it give you short term aim benefits for that day, it also helps improve your aim in the long term. So basically, spending 5 minutes of your time each day training can make you a way better player in Apex Legends. So if you guys are excited, then drop a like down below and subscribe to my channel. And without further ado, let's get into the video. First, what you need to do each time you boot up the game is to go into the firing range. I know it's tempting to just get into a battle royale as soon as you turn on the game, but trust me, you need to do this first. In the firing range, if you didn't know, you can customize the firing range to your liking. I will show you what are the modifiers I have applied to my range. Now, coming to all the modifiers I have applied to my firing range, I have dynamic stance turned on. Infinite weapon reloads are turned on, so this basically makes sure that you don't have to pick up ammo within this mode, so this will basically save a lot of time. Hit markers are turned off. You can have the hit markers on if you want to see the impact of your shots. I personally have it off. Friendly fire is only applicable when you are playing with a friend. Target speed is the speed at which the dummies will be moving. I have personally set it to run mode, so basically you can change it to walk or crouch. So I like to keep it in run because most of the time your opponents in public matches or arenas will be running rather than crouching or walking. So therefore this will give you the maximum training benefits. Now coming to the dummy movement. So I have stay still turned off. This basically causes the dummy to move, and then stay left or right is turned on. So basically the dummy will be moving left and right now. Stave speed is set to random. You can set it to walk or you can also set it to run. I like to keep it randomized. Why I like to keep it randomized is because you will never know what move the opponent will be making in game. So it is always usually random. So therefore I like to keep it as random as possible and practice using this. This will give you the best aim benefits. Now coming to your dummy settings, shield level is set to rare. I think if you set it to epic, that is also fine. Can stand. So this means that the dummy can stand whenever it wants. It is set to on. Can crouch is also set to on. So basically the dummy can stand and crouch whenever it wants. So this will make it more randomized, as you can say. And the dummy can do this at random intervals because I have set my random intervals as turned on. So basically the dummy is crouching left, crouching and standing and strafing left and right at random intervals and at run speed. Keep in mind that you don't have to change the firing range settings every time you play the mode. You only have to do it the first time. So these are my settings for the firing range. Now let's get into the guns which you should use in this firing range. After you are within the range, there are a variety of weapons you can use to train your aim. But since this session is only for 5 minutes, I would recommend using only a few important weapons to train, and other weapons will be having more or less the same recoil patterns. So the first gun I like to use is the Wingman. It is a must use gun in Apex Legends and it's also quite popular. I would say if you are good at using the Wingman, then you can basically use any single fire weapon. Coming to the attachments, you don't really have to use all the attachments over here. Only thing which I use which would help me is the scope and the extended mag. Scope, since in most of the games you will be having the scope, so it is better to train with it than without it. However, you can also train without it as well. And the extended mag is basically to make sure that you are reloading less as it can hold more bullets. So now after picking up the Wingman, stand right here and shoot at the moving dummies like this. If you are using my settings, then the dummies will be doing all sorts of random movements, which is good since you never know what random move the opponent might make in game as well. After you feel comfortable getting headshots on these dummies, then it is time to use a light gun and or a heavy gun. You can use both if you are willing to spend extra time training. Otherwise, I would say use either one of them. In the light gun or heavy gun category, you will be selecting an SMG and an assault rifle. So basically here you need to fire at the dummies as well as the moving targets. If you choose the light category, then you can use the R99 as the SMG and the R301 as the assault rifle. And for heavy weapons, you can use the Kar SMG and the Flatline as the assault rifle. I personally love to fire at these three targets while standing here. Also, while firing at these dummies, you have to try to make sure that you can kill these dummies with a single clip from your weapon. If you are able to do this consistently, it means that you have good aim. So you can use it as a benchmark. Also, you can use it to track your status each week or so to see how many more targets you can kill with a single clip as compared to before. Also, in the case of assault rifle, I like to stand farther as it is easier to control the recoil as compared to your SMGs. This makes it more balanced and not too easy to one clip the dummies and hence providing better training. Another key element that you want to train is hip firing. This is also very important. Most people just train their weapon while aiming down sight but forget to train their hip firing. Whenever you are in a close quarters battle, more often than not you will be hip firing rather than aiming down sight. So to train this, again pick up one of the SMGs. In my case, I will be using the R99 and then pick up a shotgun. You can either use the Peacekeeper or the Mastiff. I personally like the Peacekeeper better, so I will be using that. So what you want to do here is get this close to the dummies, and then while you are strafing, you try to hit fire and kill the enemies like this. And while you are doing this, I would recommend switching to the shotgun when you feel like your mag is getting emptied, and try to hit the target like this, finishing the target off with a big damage. You should be good at switching both of your weapons, and the faster you can pull this trick off and fire, you are more likely to win that fight. Also, I recommend practicing flick shots with the shotgun, as these can be life changing hits whenever you are low on health. If you can land a good flick, you are able to win the fights. Coming to the last category, the energy weapons. Here you'll be using the new Nemesis Burst AR. This is the most overpowered weapon in the game currently, and it is used in burst fire mode. What you have to do is stand right here and try to hit the dummies. Here what you need to try to achieve is try to hit the dummies with all 3 burst shots, and also practice the weapon while holding down your left click rather than tap firing your bursts. Also, you can use this to hit the moving targets as well. For this, you have to try to stand still and try to hit all 3 bullets on the targets. Coming to a bonus tip, after you finish training in the firing range, if you can, then it is always better to play at least one match of TDM or gun run. Currently in season 16, the mixtape mode is going on. So if it's playing gun mode or TDM, make sure to hop in and get a game in before you play public matches or arenas. Alright guys, tell me down in the comments below whether this video helped you out or not. If it did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and also turn on notifications so that you won't miss any of these tips and tricks videos. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.